Hello and welcome back. I'm Barbara O'Neill. Today we are diving into foods that you must avoid for better health. Our diet plays a significant role in our well-being, and certain foods can have detrimental effects on our health if consumed regularly. As you reach your 40s or 50s, what you eat becomes crucial for maintaining good health and slowing down the aging process.
I'm excited to have you here. Today, we're diving into some crucial foods you should avoid for a healthier life, especially if you're in your 40s or beyond. We'll explore expert insights from Barbara O'Neill, who has some eye-opening advice to share. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest tips and health advice. Let's get into it and take a step closer to a healthier you. 1. Chocolate.
If you are in your 40s or above, this video is for you.
What about chocolate? There's not much chocolate. There's not much caffeine in one little square. But the problem is, cocoa is so bitter, it requires an enormous amount of sugar to go in there, and the majority of chocolates have dairy in them, so it's really not a good food.
Chocolate contains caffeine, a well-known stimulant that perks you up by blocking certain brain receptors that signal tiredness. Even small amounts of chocolate can disrupt your natural sleep cycle, making it tougher to drift off. On top of that, chocolate triggers the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. These are great for mood and feeling good.
Chocolate is often seen as a delicious treat, but it's important to recognize the potential downsides, especially when consumed regularly. While a small square of chocolate may not seem like much, it's usually packed with sugar and often contains caffeine, both of which can impact your health. Cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate, is naturally bitter, requiring a significant amount of sugar to make it taste good. This high sugar content can lead to various health issues, particularly when consumed in large quantities. Chocolate also contains caffeine, which might not be as much as coffee, but it can still have a noticeable effect on your body. Consuming chocolate, especially before bed, can interfere with your sleep. Caffeine is a stimulant that blocks certain brain receptors responsible for making you feel tired, which can keep you awake longer than you'd like. In addition to caffeine, chocolate contains theobromine, another stimulant that can increase your heart rate and keep you alert when you're trying to relax. Moreover, the sugar in chocolate can cause digestive discomfort if eaten late at night, leading to issues like indigestion or acid reflux, especially if you lie down shortly after eating. Over time, regularly consuming high sugar foods like chocolate can contribute to weight gain and other health problems. While chocolate can be an enjoyable treat, it's best to enjoy it in moderation and earlier in the day to minimize its potential negative effects on your health. 2. Cancer and sugar.
Cancer loves, and we need to know what cancer loves so we can stop it. We also need to know what cancer hates, because we want to give it, is that right? She discovered that cancer loves sugar. The fact is that a cancer cell consumes 15 times the glucose of any other cell. At the end of the lecture, she had, oh dear. I said, what is it? She said, I used to make I don't know if you're familiar with pavlovas. I think it's an Australian dessert, but it's egg whites beaten with sugar and then slowly baked. So it's like, I think you'd call it a meringue, is that right?
The idea that cancer cells thrive on sugar comes from how they process energy. Cancer cells often have a unique way of metabolizing glucose.
Cancer and sugar have a troubling relationship that's important to understand, especially if you're focused on maintaining good health. Barbara O'Neill highlights that cancer cells are particularly fond of sugar, consuming much more glucose than normal cells. This isn't just a minor detail. It's a big deal because sugar feeds cancer's growth. When you eat a lot of sugar, especially refined sugar, it creates an acidic environment in your body, which is exactly what cancer thrives on. Beyond feeding cancer cells directly, a high sugar diet also leads to chronic inflammation. Inflammation is like adding fuel to a fire for cancer cells, making it easier for them to grow and spread. It's not just about cancer, though. Chronic inflammation can lead to other serious health issues, too. Another concern is how sugar affects your insulin levels. Eating too much sugar can cause your body to become less responsive to insulin, leading to higher levels of insulin in your blood. This is problematic because some cancers use insulin to grow faster. Plus, high sugar foods are often high in calories but low in nutrition, which can lead to weight gain. And as we know, obesity is a significant significant risk factor for many types of cancer. To reduce your cancer risk and improve your overall health, it's wise to cut back on sugary foods and drinks. Instead, focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods that nourish your body without the harmful effects of excess sugar. 3. Acidic foods.
It's smart to cut back on foods with added sugars. That means watching out for sugary drinks like soda and fruit juices, and cutting down on sweets like candy, cakes, and cookies. Even some seemingly healthy foods like sweetened cereals and snacks can hide a lot of added sugar.
So how did we alkalize? Can you drink sodium bicarbonate? All you'll do is alkalize your stomach. And you don't want your stomach alkalized because your stomach should be acid to break down your food. That's the only part in the body that should be acid is your stomach. If someone has throat cancer, stomach cancer, I suggest they do drink the sodium bicarbonate early in the morning and just before they go to bed, because sodium bicarbonate only alkalizes what it touches. The only other time that sodium bicarbonate might be taken into the body, unless you're an oncologist like Dr. Tullio Simoncini and you can inject it in, the only other time would be to take it as an enema if someone had cancer in the lower part of their colon. Because remember, it just alkalizes what it touches. But what you can do, you can take foods and drinks that alkalize. And one of the most alkalizing drinks you can take is green drinks. Now what we do at Misty Mountain, because we've got a big garden, we gather wild greens, anything edible, usually about 4 at a time, maybe about 4 cups of wild greens, blend it with 4 cups of water till the water's green, strain it, and then we give it to our guests who are here to conquer cancer. We give them a litre to drink all through the day. Just tastes like grass. So we usually put mint in it. Or sometimes we'll put lemon balm in it, or sometimes we'll put lemongrass in it just so it tastes a little bit better, just like drinking grass. Now, if you don't have a lovely garden and a lot of land like I do, and in my book, the recipes, I call it the Great Green Drink. You can use chlorophyll, because these greens, they are so high in minerals that they alkalize. You can also take barley green. Yes, barley green. You can buy products called super greens, wheatgrass, spirulina, all the greens. The greens are incredibly high in minerals. They're alkalizing minerals, and when you drink them, it comes into the tissues and it alkalizes. The most acid-forming foods are meat, sugar, caffeine, alcohol. In my book, I've got a chapter called The Acid-Alkaline Balance where I list them. The most alkaline foods are your vegetables. So lots of vegetables. Eating lots of vegetables every day. No limit on the vegetables. So that's how you can alkalize, keep away from the acid-forming foods. Now, there are some foods that are acid-forming, like your rice, like your walnuts, your pecans, black-eyed peas. There are some acid foods, but to get the correct balance, we need to be taking about 80 to 90% alkaline foods and about 10 to 20% acid-forming foods.
Acidic foods can have a significant impact on your health, especially if they make up a large part of your diet. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes the importance of maintaining an alkaline balance in your body, which means eating more foods that are alkaline rather than acidic. When your diet is too high in acidic foods, like refined sugar, processed foods, caffeine, and alcohol, it can lead to various health issues. The problem with acidic foods is that they create an environment in your body that's more prone to inflammation and disease. For example, cancer cells thrive in acidic conditions, so if your diet is heavy on acidic foods, you might be increasing your risk of serious health problems. Additionally, an overly acidic diet can lead to issues like acid reflux, poor digestion, and even bone loss over time, because your body might start leaching minerals from your bones to neutralize the excess acid. On the flip side, alkaline foods, like most vegetables, help to balance out this acidity and keep your body in a healthier state. Barbara suggests aiming for a diet that's about 80 to 90% alkaline foods and 10 to 20% acidic foods. This means loading up on vegetables, fruits, and other whole foods while cutting back on things like sugary snacks, sodas, and processed meats. By making these changes, you can help your body maintain a better balance, which is key to overall health and well-being. 4. Processed meats.
Processed meat is known for its harmful effects on health, particularly its association with cancer and other serious conditions. One of the biggest concerns with processed meats is the presence of additives like nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals are used to preserve and enhance the color of meats, but when processed or digested, they can form nitrosamines, which are known to be carcinogenic. This means they have the potential to cause cancer, especially colorectal cancer. In addition to these additives, processed meats are often loaded with unhealthy fats, particularly saturated fats. These fats can raise cholesterol levels and increase the risk of heart disease over time. On top of that, processed meats are typically high in sodium, much more than fresh meats. This excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. Eating processed meats can also contribute to inflammation in the body. The combination of fats, additives, and high sodium levels can trigger chronic inflammation, which is linked to various health problems, including the development and progression of cancer. Processed meats may also disrupt gut health. They can alter the balance of gut bacteria, reducing beneficial bacteria and potentially allowing harmful bacteria to thrive. A disrupted gut microbiota is associated with inflammation and digestive issues, complicating overall health even further. Beyond cancer and heart disease risks, regular consumption of processed meats has been linked to an increased likelihood of developing diabetes and other chronic diseases. This highlights the importance of cutting back on processed meats and choosing healthier protein sources like lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, and tofu.
Processed meats might be convenient and tasty, but they come with some serious health risks that are worth paying attention to. Barbara O'Neill points out that these meats, like bacon, sausages, and deli meats, are often loaded with harmful additives like nitrates and nitrites. These chemicals are used to preserve the meat and enhance its color, but when processed or digested, they can form nitrosamines, which are known to be carcinogenic, meaning they can increase your risk of cancer, particularly colorectal cancer. But it's not just the cancer risk that's concerning. Processed meats are also high in unhealthy fats, particularly saturated fats, which can raise your cholesterol levels and increase your risk of heart disease over time. On top of that, they're often packed with sodium, much more than fresh meats. This excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure, a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. Eating processed meats regularly can also disrupt your gut health. The combination of unhealthy fats, additives, and high sodium levels can lead to chronic inflammation and an imbalance in your gut bacteria, which is linked to a range of health problems, including digestive issues and a higher risk of chronic diseases. To protect your health, it's a good idea to limit your intake of processed meats and opt for healthier protein sources like lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, and tofu. Your body will thank you for it in the long run. Thanks for sticking with us through this important discussion on foods to avoid for better health. Making small changes in your diet can have a big impact on your overall well-being, and we hope you found Barbara O'Neill's insights as eye-opening as we did. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more health tips and advice. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.